Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Beach Court Podcast. Sorry we took off last week, but we are back and we've been playing some Perfect Order. And this episode is all things Perfect Order. We're going to talk about the best deck in format extensively, and that's Dragapult, in case you didn't know. Talk about what we did this weekend. Max went to his first ever card show. Could give us a kind of tour of what he bought and what he did. I got my trivia segment where I'll try and stump the boys. And then we're bringing it back hot or not segment where we'll run through some of the top decks of the format and give you our take if the deck is hot or not. Lastly, we'll wrap it up with what deck we liked most and some Prague predictions for the Prague Special Championships, question mark?
That's a regional, right? Pretty sure.
I think it is too, because there's some Americans going. Yeah. Okay. Prague Regional Championships this weekend over in Europe. My name is Eric Ridgway. Max Corcoran and Parker Greenwald are here with us. Gentlemen, how was your last 2 weeks? Max and Parker, we were at Locals, first Perfect Order, and I looked over at Parker and I said, what the heck is that, bro?
Yeah, a little. Yeah. So, okay. So if y'all know Parker, he's not always like the most up to date on building the decks and stuff. And he also will loan out decks a lot. So he'll be like, oh, whoops, I loaned out a deck with my Fez in it, so I got to play something else without Fez. So, to my surprise, Parker, first Perfect Order event, still had his Guardy green sleeves. And I'm like, oh, did he like have another set of those sleeves, or did he like play something different? And no, Parker played Gardevoir the first post rotation locals. So, Parker, tell us a little bit about that pile you played. Gardevoir pile.
It was a bit of a pile. So I was running I thought I was running 4 Carmines, but apparently I was only running 3. But it was like I was like a go first, like try to turn 2 Mega Guardy, like attack, or just like evolve up enough kind of thing. And I ended up popping with it. It was like every win was like incredibly hard fought, except round 1 I hit Lucario. But yeah, no,
I stores in there, or was it just like a straight?
No, it's just like a 4-3-3 Mega Gardevoir, like a, I don't know. I don't want to say more like traditional deck, but like 4 Wondrous Patch. I played a Mega Diancie.
Are these, I hope?
No, I didn't actually play those.
No shot Parker had actually picked up any of those cards.
Yeah, fair.
No, I had a play set. I just didn't have it in there. I actually had them in my Alakazam deck.
I should know what this card in standard does. Does the attack work with just any psychic energy, or does that have to be basic?
Yeah, no, it's any. But I was supposed to have Prism Energy in the deck, but I forgot like all 12 of my Prism Energies at home.
Wait, what attacker did you have Prism for?
I played 2 monkeys, and like Prism counts as so I had to play with 2 dark energies that basically never came up. So
that's so funny.
It was something.
Speaking of piles, I played a bit of a pile of my own to locals last weekend. I was trying to the week before I played Lucario, just because Eric said in the chat that it's not very good, so I made top 8 with Lucario, so that was fun.
Barely. The list
was awful. But I lost to another Mega Lucario on the winning end, but I still bubbled in. So there are 2 Mega Lucarios in Top Cut. But this past weekend I played a Dragapult list that was a little interesting. I played it with the Vivillon line from Perfect Order and Rapska and Force of Vitality. This was a list that I had seen from Tord's group sessions, and I was like, oh, this is funny. Like, oh, I can just like spam Marnie every turn. And it's like Dragapult, but like silly. So I was just kind of hoping like that the deck would work. And then I went 6-0 with it and then posted on Twitter, and then it's like blowing up my mentions because people are curious about
Dragapult deck is just really good right now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I've been playing a lot of Dragapult. Like Dragapult is just good. And it's like, right, you play Dragapult and something, or just and the something is sometimes just more Dragapult. So in this case, it was just Dragapult plus a bunch of grass guys. One part I thought was funny is that as I'm like putting out the list and like looking through it, it's like you play 12 grass Pokemon and only 11 dragon Pokemon. So it's like, is it really a Dragapult deck, or is it just a grass deck?
I mean, it's really very funny, silly list for sure. Yeah. I like it. We'll talk about Dragapult deeper here shortly, but man, it just kind of feels like Mew did, where like you could just put anything in it and it probably works, man. Like,
yeah, that's crazy. I was just about to say that. I was just like, you could put like or like Mega Haluchas in Dragapult, and it would still like win games just because it's Dragapult. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you have a strong enough core, right? You can really like you have a lot of room with those pieces around it, which is why again we're gonna have a whole segment on later just talking about all the different variants. But even like I mean, I played a Goldango Dragapult deck back in the day that just it was like a 4/4 Goldango and a 4/4 2 Dragapult, and it's like, man, I lose this totally like unless Iono Countercatcher Phantom Dive. And
I mean, I even saw Disney had some Dracloaks on his field this week, and I knew exactly what he was playing, and it wasn't Dragapult.
Yeah, again, it's just like, again, control variants can utilize it, right? I've seen like, I mean, you again, like Dragapult's just so strong right now, and Recon Directive for the Dracloak is really just like the best draw engine we can see. So it's like,
yeah.
I mean, I was gonna say best draw engine, maybe it's the only single prize draw engine, like the Dunsparce, as well, but like it's maybe the only competitor. So
I mean, because the Dunsparce just gets ratioed by Watchtower. That's the problem,
right? When people are it's all the colorless support Pokemon, so it's kind of an interesting dynamic. But
maybe we need like a Galarian Weezing again. As much as I hate to say it, like maybe we need something like that to like solve
Garbotoxin.
No. Oh yeah, Garbotoxin plus Badoo. Just you have no way to get rid of ability.
Yeah, we used to play like that. Plus Laser Bank, plus N, plus Trump Card. We used to play.
Actually, true. That
was
at least we have Ruffian.
Yeah, speaking of, we have that new Darkrai that was just mentioned. I got to briefly give the shout out to the Darkrai. Did you see people talking about the laser A-Spec being like the best way to play that deck because you can inflict a special condition and knock them out?
Well, there's also just the new like card
new item.
Like the bell them.
Yeah, I know. But optimal A-Spec, 5 of them. You got 5 of them, not 4. You got 5.
It's just Prime Catcher.
Yeah, for my locals, perfect order, the first one. I wanted to play Zoroark because I've actually really been enjoying like Zoroark for a while. But obviously, like early in the format, one of the biggest worries is like grass decks right now in general, like Festival Leads, Rockets, Mewtwo, Spidops, Ogerpon, Arboliva things. So I was like, okay, well, if Dragapult can play Blaziken, why can't Zoroark? So I basically cut all the PP ups from the deck, put a Zoroark package, like a Blaziken package in there, which is really cool because it allowed me to go 1-0-1 against Rocket Spidops because I can attack with Darmanitan because I played 2 fire energy. So you just attach to it early, and then one turn, you can take out 2 guys, which is really neat with a single prizer. So it's kind of like reversal energy at home, I think Zoroark's
not quite reversal energy at home, but I mean, with just enough cope, it feels like reversal energy at home.
We'll talk about it in a little while, but I think Zoroark's is positioned pretty well for Prague, so we'll talk about that. Yeah, so that's kind of like what our weekends are like. Max, I saw you at the card show on Sunday. You said that was your first card show.
Yeah, it was basically like my first like real card show I went to this past weekend. There was one that was like right near my house, so I figured like, hey, and I'd actually put it in my calendar because I saw it like a couple weeks ago. And I was like, oh, let me go swing to this card show. And really, I had like, I booked some upcoming regionals. I got into Indy, got into NAIC, so I got to book some travel for those. I was like, hey, I got some cards I don't really need. One of the cool ones I pulled, I pulled the Marnie's Grimmsnarl SIR out of Ascended Heroes a while back, which is like cool card, but like I'm not gonna play this enough where I want to get a second one. And I was like, I'll just get it out there to someone who wants it. So it was like first experience being like all the cards and being like, oh wait, I want those Dreepies. I can trade and trying to like the wheel and deal of it all. But it was cool. I mean, honestly, like a lot of good vendors. Like, and when I talked, it was like pretty nice. A lot of them were like, receptive. I kind of said I was a player, and I even had one person who was like, oh hey, if you're a player, like, hey, here's just like bulk. You need to like look through anything. You need any cards or anything. So they had some like nice offers. Some of them doing some of those nice things. And a couple of the local folks that I know was able to see them and get some deals, get some cards.
What's your favorite pickup?
Favorite pickup? I think. Well, so one thing that had been on my list for a while was I've been playing Alt Art Gets His Boss's Orders. I mean, basically since Actually, so the reason I have them is because back when all three of us did the road trip to Tally and Pensacola for that double cup weekend, Parker owed me gas money and he was selling cards. He was like, "Hey, do you just need some cards?"
Right.
So he just traded me like 2 gets his boss's orders for it. So I've been playing those like ever since then.
Right.
And I got like a third one, I think before Worlds. I think it was Worlds when I was playing 3. Or yeah, it was for Reggie Drago Worlds. Yes, when I was playing 3 boss. And I've just never picked up a 4th one. So I like finally got the 4th one, was able to like trade some cards I didn't need, got the 4th Getsis. But now there's the new Corbeau boss, which does look cool. And I'm like, Maddox Resist. Just stick with your playset that you have. You don't need another playset of more
too, for sure, right?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's like, the Corbeau's like 15 and the Getsis is like 20. Like, you know.
I mean, I'll trade you straight up. I got 4.
Nah. I just finally got all 4 of them, and I need to play all 4 of them.
This is my favorite pickup. I got the gold Acrobike for my GLC deck. It looks like it says $6, which I was very excited about, but it was actually $16. But you know, I definitely enjoyed that pickup. So that's going straight in the GLC deck, even though Psychic got a little nerf with Dimension Valley being banned.
Good.
Sad. No, not good.
Oh, wham, I got telepathic psychic energy. Oh, wham, my entire deck's broken. Oh, I have to attach energy just like everyone else.
Uh-huh.
Just play Zatu. Come on, play an energy acceleration engine like everyone else.
I also went to a card show.
Oh, did you?
Not this weekend, but last weekend, yeah.
Where'd you go?
It was AstroCon.
Was it good?
It was good. I got so much stuff. I posted about it on Twitter, but I got like tons and tons and tons of like cheap playables. Like,
nice.
I think I got like 4 Fezzes, like 5 Meowths, like something like that. Like,
yeah, no, I looked over your freaking Gardevoir deck and I saw an Altart Fez and I was like, "Are you sick, bro? Like, what happened?" But like, so we talked before, like Parker's never played like a rare card in his deck. It's always like mid rarity max, and I was like,
"Hey, when I first started playing, I had max rarity Virizion Genesect. It was like it's actually not that expensive. It was like $900, but
yeah, how much would it be now though?
Oh, I don't even want to think about it.
don't even.
Yeah, when like all of those cards rotated, I sold them for like $5, $8, whatever, and now I look like I think a full art ends like 130 or something. Or it's like,
Max is currently looking up the value.
I'm trying to. I just want to see the full art, but $12. Wait, that's not a lot. Oh, yeah, the plasma, maybe 45. That's actually not as much. I don't think. Yeah, not that bad actually. You did okay, Parker.
You did fine.
Surely that $5 invested in a good mutual fund over the course of 10 years.
Yeah, McDonald's.
Wait, wait. The full art Genesect is almost 300.
Oh,
wait, which one? Am I looking at the wrong one?
The plasma one.
All right, I'll say I don't know the card. I don't know these cards close enough to. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
Rip.
Yeah. Anyways,
oh wait, sorry. I do have one.
Rotates. Keep it.
Yeah. I do have one more story. Where I was at a vendor's, and again, people are good at interacting with kids. So there's a kid who was like had some cards, and I was basically trying to see, hey, is this card real or not? Basically, you're saying, hey, unfortunately, this card,
I know this
fake.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, hey, no, unfortunately, this card's fake, and he was kind of explaining, the why. It's like, hey, you can normally tell when you tear them, and he's like, so you can see this, this is a fake card for this reason, X, Y, and Z. You can see it through the light, things like that. And he's like, and a real card, when you tear it in half, and he just grabs a card next to him and tears it in half to show like the black line in it. And I look, and so I was a trainer card. I'm reading like the bottom text, and I was like, it says like EX or V. I'm like, did he just? And he did. He tore a Pokepad in half to show what a real card looks like.
One last Pokepad to the community. Sorry.
One last Pokepad. And I was like, no shot. I was like, but actually, and at least in fairness, the other vendor who was next to him was like, dude, why'd you just tear a Pokepad?
And it's
so at least some of them know
Pokepad. Like I saw like so many binders this weekend that had Pokepads in them.
Yeah, people knew. They were like, it was in the dollar binder, right? It'd be like a full art. It'd be like a full art, Brassius next to like a Pokepad. And I actually saw some who still had like the $2 Ascended Pokepads versus the $1 Perfect Order Pokepads.
I saw that too. Yeah.
So maybe someone could tell them that we can play the Perfect Order, so it doesn't matter now. But
yeah, that was funny. All right, well, let's get into the Perfect Order format, right? So I think we don't need to make a tier list. Everyone knows an S tier Dragapult's going there. Probably all forms of it. Maybe we'll talk about it now. There's 3 major forms of Dragapult running around. There's Dragapult Dusknoir, Dragapult Blaziken, and what we call straight Dragapult, which is like a more consistent Dragapult deck, couple different Monkey Dories, plays Clefairy, Crispins, things like that. So let's go through each of them. Let's talk about Dragapult Dusknoir first. It's the deck that like we traditionally around here know very well as of late, because in our most recent format with Gardevoir everywhere, it was the best kind of like way to play Dragapult. Just because like your threat to board wipe, you're doing, it just kind of fix some other matchups like Raging Bolt and things like that. So
yeah, also with counter catcher in
Yeah.
previous format, right?
Yeah.
You know, Dusknoir enabled that so easily. It was just
Yeah.
like the natural partner, but
Yeah.
losing that kind of changes things a little bit, but it's still a powerful option.
Yeah, so Dragapult Dusknoir is not, you look at the play rates, it's down a little bit. It's down to 6th place overall. Its win rate online overall is like 45%. People aren't as high on Dragapult Dusknoir right now. What are your guys' take on Dragapult Dusknoir as a deck? Do you think like this is a good way to play Dragapult still, or are the other 2 variants just like way better? Like, what are your thoughts on Dragapult Dusknoir in this format?
I mean, like me personally, I think it's still good. Like you have a slightly more high rolly element to it, compared to last format where you had like so many good draw supporters and stuff like that. Like Iono, the counter catcher. And I was like, can you pull this off with boss in hand and all this stuff? But I don't ever see a world where this deck is like truly bad, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big piece here is like Dragapult Dusknoir's success is like kind of dependent on how much people are respecting that Duskull part of it. Because again, right, Psyduck exists as a card, so if Dragapult Dusknoir is probably like somewhat limited in its potential just by like how much it's played, right? I think if it had the same play rate this format as it did last format, we'd probably see more decks playing Psyduck. Then they didn't really need to last format because they had other ways to deal with Dragapult. But in this case, like Dragapult Dusknoir, I feel like the threat of Psyduck is out there. And again, the point I was kind of saying earlier when we're introing the segment is like losing counter catcher is a big piece with this. We're not able to quite like capitalize as much on the power of Dusclops and Dusknoir. Again, we're still able to do a lot with it. But when I see like Dragapult Dusknoir, it's like, we're trading some of the consistency in an already less consistent format for a little more power that is like still counterable. And like Dragapult Dusknoir, I would say as a deck just isn't as good as it was last format. I think maybe other decks like straight Dragapult, like you could maybe argue is like a little bit stronger, and like Dragapult Blaziken is definitely stronger than it was than last format.
Yeah.
Pre-rotation. So I still like the deck a lot. I actually think that maybe Dusknoir Disrespect is in a good enough place. Sorry, Psyduck. Yes, Dusknoir Disrespect is in a good enough place where it could maybe be like pretty successful for the start of this format. But I think once people realize that, then it's just going to be Psyduck all day.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like if people start playing Psyduck, it definitely gets worse. I don't know. For me, there's just something about the deck that still feels really good. With a format of like, we lose Nest Ball, we lose ways to search for Pokemon consistently. Not a lot of people are playing this like telepathic psychic energy in their deck. So just like that alone, and in a format where Dragapult is literally the best deck in format by far, the number of people still choosing to go first into this format just like is insane to me, because like playing the ladder, like I've been playing a lot of Dragapult Dusknoir, like playing the ladder has felt so good because every game I'm going second. Like I either win the flip and I choose second, or I lose the flip and my opponent's mostly choosing first. And the number of games I've just board wiped, like just completely board wiped early, because again, no one's playing Psyduck right now. I think the deck's in a, like you said, Max, I think it's in a good spot heading into Prague. It's a little under, you're a little worse into the mirror. Obviously, if they're playing straight pull, you're a little unfavored. And we'll get into like the Dragapult Dusknoirs and the Dragapult straights that are kind of playing like risky ruins as their way to cheat damage into play. But like the deck's just like, You have so many problems with energy attachments in Dragapult overall that I don't know like where I'm finding an energy to retreat a lot of the time, plus finding an energy to get on Monkey Dory, plus finding my risky ruins. But sometimes the risky ruins are just enough, and we'll talk about that in a second, for your opponent to put damage counters on themselves. And that's probably why it's pretty good. But I don't know. There's something about Dragapult Dusknoir that's just it's like it's still there. It's like there in the back of my mind that like we don't need counter catcher. We got unfair stamp boss watchtower. Like your turn. Like go.
Well, I mean, you say how are we supposed to do attachments, and I would say we use last ditch catch to grab Crispin and get 2 energies into play that turn.
Yeah.
We do that all under item lock too.
Yeah.
So I almost think getting energy attachments is like easier than it used to be.
That's fair. It's fair. And let's move on to straight pult then. Let's talk about straight pult. So most of the list of the straight Dragapult variant are playing a couple of copies of Monkey Dory. Playing look at Cal Connor's list here. I'll start sharing my screen for those of you that are listening. Cal Connor's list here. Plays the Blood Moon or Saluna still. Plays 2 Monkey Dories. Played 1 copy of the Moltres for those pesky teal mass decks. And also plays the Rosa's Encouragement. Looks like my video froze there, so I was coming back. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, what do you guys think about like straight pult in this format and this list by Cal Connor that did very well? I mean, this does seem pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of straight pult right now. I feel like that there's just a streamlinedness to the deck and that extra consistency and options that's a little better. Or when you're playing Dusknoirs, when you're playing Blaziken, right, you have to commit all these spots to these other Pokemon, and you're at least committing 5 spots to just the Pokemon and maybe other tools to help support them or other cards that just make sense to play with them. I'm just enjoying straight pult with having the space, right? Being able to say, hey, I'm able to go and get, extra cards that you really want in the deck, like 4th copy of Boss's Orders. The Clefairy is a really neat option. I have played some with the Moltres, and like when you had a grass deck, it's just a way that like swings things a lot. It has space to play a Shaman. It has place to say like extra consistency. I've seen a list that I like recently that's just playing like 3 Brock Scouting, and I'm like, wait, maybe just setting up more is better, right? Like so like when I think about all the different ways to play it, and again, and I feel like this format is just so much like you're not consistent. So in all the decks I'm trying to play, it's like, okay, what's like the most consistent version I can play? And, while I get some cool power with like Dusknoir or Blaziken, it's like, is that worth the trade-off of consistency? So that's kind of what I'm thinking of now. And the straight pult list kind of getting back to almost like its original roots, like Tord brought to NAIC a year ago, where it was just like, hey, we're playing like very streamlined. We have like all the cool options, and just, kind of straight up focused on consistency and playing the game, which I think that's probably just the key in this format, and especially in a mirror where you're going to get unfair stamped and cheap pollen locked. Like, it's just more ways to play the game going to be better for you overall. So that's what I feel of it now. And again, you have the space. You can cut a little bit of consistency for a cool option or two, and still have a more streamlined Dragapult focused deck than some of these other ones. That's just kind of my take.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on straight pult?
I agree with everything he said, but I feel like and it maybe it's just not doesn't apply now, but like when straight pult is kind of like the good version of the deck, I think that makes the Dusknoir version a little bit better. Just has like a slightly better matchup into it, but the extra consistency is just like a huge thing in this format. Is like, you need it. Like, honestly,
I mean, you do need it in this format for sure. I think some like the big things for me is like with straight pult being good, it makes decks like Raging Bolt a little bit better. Because into straight pult, you can like a lot of the times kind of just like, okay, find wherever their weakness is on the board, and they're not going to find a way to come back from it. Well, they do play Crispin these days, which is very good. To be able to meow for Crispin. But I don't know. I mean, straight pult's just, like you said, Max, it's very consistent. I think it was first popularized by Tord, if I remember correctly, when when the straight bolt was kind of like the first time it came out. So obviously Tord's going to be in Prague, I would assume, and he's going to probably play the most consistent Dragapult deck he can find. So it's going to do well just because of that. Like, I mean,
True.
So when good players play good decks, they finish very well. And Dragapult, any variant, we're on this conversation for a while here, any variant Dragapult, just very good because, again, people are choosing first, and you just go Itchy Pollen. Okay, evolve, Itchy Pollen. Lilies for 8, Itchy Pollen. Like, and as soon as you knock out the Itchy Pollen, it's unfair stamp attack. Like, I'm going at you. Right? So, so like, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I think we haven't talked about Genesect much. I'm wondering if we'll see some of these like, straight Pults because they have that space. Find some room for like that Genesect tech or something. You never know.
Yeah, Ace Nullifier Genesect definitely a little under talked about card, and when you're expecting most of the room to only be playing one disruption card and unfair stamp.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move on to the last Dragapult deck, and that's Dragapult Blaziken. Obviously, there's other Dragapult variants out there. As Max mentioned earlier, Dragapult Pavilion is one of the best decks in the format.
Not true. It's a pile, but it's very fun and funny.
6-0, you know what I'm saying? Never know.
I think even with the Rapska, you're unfavored in the mirror, like because you don't play monkey. So like you eventually like they just eventually like monkey kill your Rapska, and then like it doesn't matter anyways. I don't know. It's funny, but it's funny and fun. But
I mean, just Dust Snore their monkey. It's fun.
I don't play with a villain. You can use a villain to attack and KO a monkey.
Oh boy. Anyways, so let's move on. Dragapult Blaziken obviously was a deck that was being played in the last format, but not in a lot of. It wasn't in like an overwhelming number by any means. Fabian kind of
like one person.
Yeah, I mean Fabian kind of like started playing it, and then at the very start of this format, there was a tournament at Full Grip Games, and Austin Charles took it down with none other than Dragapult Blaziken. And ever since then, this deck has been very popular in the online tournaments, up to number 4 across 208 tournaments on Limitless. So this deck, does it have legs? Is this going to be a real variant that we're talking about here in the Prague Regional Championships next week, Parker?
Yeah, Blaziken actually has quite long legs. He uses them to jump over skyscrapers and stuff like that. But actually, yes, I think the deck is very real. That energy attachment you had to use to retreat to go into Badu now gets put on your Dragapult.
Yeah, that's
good. that pesky Mega Venusaur that you can never knock out. Well, now you can just knock it out with Blaziken.
Yep.
It's really good. I feel like, I mean, it's not actually, but I feel like half the format is grass Pokemon. So like having Blaziken is like a really good thing to have.
Yeah, I agree with that too. 2 Candy is a fun card to have when you got Dragapults. Maddox, what do you think about Blaziken?
Yeah, Blaziken's a really cool deck. I mean, and Fabian Poole always kind of had an interesting run with it. And it was one of those where it's like, man, if he's doing well with it, there's got to be something here, right? And I think it's a spot now where, without like Neo Upper Energy, with like less disruption, and also like, Blaziken, Dragapult Blaziken is a little better in like the grindier games, right? Again, we talked about like the trouble with like energy attachment. Where it's like, all right, I got to attach retreat, get in my Badu. Okay, well, I need Monkey Dory. Oh, you can't have my Monkey Dory. Okay, I need to get a Dark back if I want to use it again. Oh, I took a hit. Okay, am I going to retreat off the Dragapult or attack with a fresh one? Like, the energy situation's tricky, right? The longer the game goes, if you're playing Dragapult Blaziken, like you just keep getting access to Seething Spirit, where you can just kind of keep cheating energy to play, right? Like in the mirror, it's a great move to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go, use my monkey to put 30 on a Dracloak and go KO your Monkey Dory, and KO Dracloak or whatever, do these moves, and it's like, oh, you got rid of my monkey, this is so detrimental. And then this deck, Blaziken's like, all right, cool, Stretcher, Seething Spirit, it's back. Like you said, like you never missed it,
right? You can just like attach return to another monkey. Like it's
right. I mean, like, and you get like this extra dimension to the deck. And again, you get an extra attacker as well. Like, oh, Lily's Clefairy deck. Oh no, my Dragapult is like, all right, well, attack with Blaziken. Like, all right, deal with 320 HP.
Yeah.
But I'm not weak to Psychic. All right. So and now I'm weak to Water. Right. So it's like we're playing on different pieces here. And also like Blaziken hitting for 200 is again, like it helps the math too type of thing, right? Like, You're going like the underkill things type of thing. So like it works pretty well. And again, that energy like flexibility that you get. And again, like you get the other cool cards like the rare candy. And again, like this list is playing Dawn, but it's like, all right, well now Dawn is more valuable because we have more stage 2s we can grab. Like, and I think, I mean, there are certainly legs here. I think the question is like, is there too much going on and we're missing out on pieces?
Right.
Or is this the right level of like, you know, flexibility we need in a deck supported by a great draw engine that is just what we need to, you know, go win the tournament.
Yeah, I think it's a very good deck. Being able to cheat energy into play has always been a great ability in the Pokemon TCG, and this is no different. When I played, you know, Zoroark Blaziken, one of the key things for me that I took away was, like you said, Maddox, it can just take a hit against a lot of awkward things. You know, like even with like Zoroark, I was weak to grass, so like the Spider decks, I can just like, all right, push the Blaziken, knock out a guy, take that, soak a hit. Right, like, but he has 2 retreat, which is the one thing I found a little awkward. Because then, like, if you retreat the 2 energy off, and then you power up something else with the Seething Spirit, then you gotta like find a way to power him up again later if you need him.
So well, I think it's better to have 2 retreats, so you just get all of them in the discard to use the ability later.
It is a little bit, but I don't know. I guess sometimes I wish it was 1, but you know, it's a big guy, big guy. He's got long legs, as Parker said. So
he does
long legs to jump over buildings. Yeah, that is lore.
I do think that the Blaziken's going to see some pretty good success here this weekend. All this kind of like comes around to say like, what is, you know? I'll start first because I'm not scared to say it. Dragapult Dusknoir is my favorite variant of the Dragapult variants. Why? Because like, I just like the ability to manipulate the board with the damage counters and take multiple prizes in one turn pretty quickly. I mean, there was a game today on ladder where I played against these Garchomp, which is like pretty unfavored. They went first, and like, of course, their deck sucks. They just went attach pass. And then like, I went, okay, Itchy Pollen for 20. They went, okay, attach, bench another guy, evolve, you know, to get the guy, and then like attach the Rocky Energy to the bench. I'm like, all right, cool. Rare candy Dusknoir, rare candy Dragapult, Phantom Dive, GG's. Like, it's just so good. I mean, Badu is insane. I think of the variants, I haven't played a lot of straight Bolt, just to be my disclaimer. Dragapult Dusknoir has been very consistent for me, and that's weird to say, but I'm playing 2 Meowths. I'm playing a very disruptive list. I'm playing 2 copies of Judge with a copy of Watchtower and Stamp. So like a lot of times it's just, you know, Stamp, Watchtower, Judge, Badu early. Like people just kind of like, okay, what am I going to do against that? You know, so I like Dragapult Dusknoir. What do you guys like the best, Parker? You go first.
I really haven't played much. I was talking to my friend, and I think that like if I had to play a Dragapult deck to a major right this second, I think I would probably play Blaziken. But I think all 3 of them are good.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm going to be the tiebreaker here and not choose either. I'm going to pick Straight Pult as what I think is the best play for right now. And again, the reason I think is the best play for right now is 2 reasons. One, all the decks in the format struggle with consistency and with straight Dragapult, and just a streamlined Dragapult list that's focused on Dragapult and using Phantom Dive and maybe Blood Moon as your backup attacker. It's just like, hey, here is a consistent list, and I will play the game and setup, and I just have such an inherently strong power level that it's good. And the other reason I think Straight Pult is better is because the most popular deck in the room is some form of Dragapult. And with straight Dragapult, you have the most space to handle the mirror, right? So you get that second Monkey Dory in there. You know, maybe you can play your own Lily Fairy, right? We're talking a couple lists are doing that. Maybe even have room for a Psyduck, right? I mean, like you really have space to be like prepared for the other Dragapult lists. So I think that edge in the mirror is like really where it gives it to me with straight Dragapult. If, you know, again, Dragapult Blaziken is a close because we can, like we said, very easy to continue utilizing Monkey Dory, keep a grindy game going with being able to recover energy. But again, overall, Blaziken's cool and all, but like, you know, getting 3 Dragapults in there, more boss, more tools, more consistency. For me, it's straight Dragapult, and I think that's the best way to play it this weekend.
And then you hit a Crustle and you cry.
Lucigardo. Oh wait. I mean, to be fair, I don't even think it's favored in, but like Dusknoir's not even favored into it anymore. They play the grassy HP Energy and Monkey Dory. You go Shadowbind for 160. They survive. They go Monkey Scissors.
Yikes.
Enhanced hammer.
Enhanced hammer.
Yeah, what's the tech? Oh yeah, what people you play that Chi-Yu tech? Something like that, right?
Chi-Yu, yeah.
60 plus 60, discard the stadium.
Something like that, yeah. All right, well, let's move on to our trivia segment for the week. Before we do, a quick shout out to FCBC Armor. Some of the best sleeves in the game. I know they're cooking up some sleeves. They're facing some supply issues with the war and stuff. So very soon we're gonna have some new sleeves coming. And I'm excited to get my hands on some of those new sleeves, man. They've been teasing them for a while.
Yeah, the new stuff coming. Yeah, new 2.0 design coming soon. Looking forward to those. I got these last few on my desk but they've still been working great for me. So
that's right. That's right.
You're a great thumbnail shot there, y'all. So.
You're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Let's get on to our trivia question. So the Prague Regional Championships are this coming weekend. And the last time we were in Prague was in 2018. And none other than Tord Reklev took it down. 151 competitors were at this tournament.
151?
I know, right? Isn't that crazy to say? What I want to know is what deck did Tord bring to that tournament and win with?
So I need format help, Parker, here, but this is like Sun and Moon stuff? Yeah, 2018.
Yeah, Sun and Moon. So like my best guess would be the Zoroark with just 4 of everything.
So is this like there's what Golisopod Zoroark or Drampa Zoroark? This wasn't like
Drampa.
Didn't he play a Fireless at some point? Like Blacephalon stuff?
I don't think so.
Breakthrough through Ultra Prism.
Yeah, I don't think breakthrough through Ultra Prism. I think it's got to be Zoroark GX.
I mean, yeah, at this format, right? We're just pretty safe to say Zoroark GX plus other cards. Yeah.
Right? I mean, I know he won an event with it, and it might have been EUIC. No, I don't think it was.
Senate Parker, I believe.
I'm just gonna say Zoroark GX.
Zoroark GX? Are you locking in?
I think so.
It is partially correct.
What's the other cards in there?
The other card.
Lycanroc?
The other card is Golisopod.
Okay, I said a Golisopod.
You did, yes. So Zoroark Golisopod. And also in finals, I had to look at this card because I don't know what this card really is or what it does. So he played against a GX card that I did not know. Parker, do you know what card he played against in finals? It was played by Stefan Weber. Do you know what GX card I am talking about?
Give us a type.
Is it Naganadel?
I think if I give you the type, you'll probably just destroy it. But I'll give you this hint. There's 4 Max Elixir in the deck.
4 Max Elixir in the deck?
There's a lot of decks do that.
Yeah.
I
mean, sort of. There's Buzzwole and Evil Tolly X.
I didn't even know this was a card, honestly.
It's not Lapras. It's not Lapras GX.
It's a metal Pokemon. Does that give you a hint?
There's Dustmane Necrozma.
Yeah, that's what it is. I did not know that was a card.
Wait, you didn't just play it with the Magnezone or whatever?
No, it was Dustmane Necrozma with Saglio, Mew, Tapu Lele, Kabalion, Registeel, and Oranguru Instruct. 16 Metal Energy and 4 Max Elixir.
They just be playing. No,
hey, the list isn't even on Limitless. You had to go to an external website for this. Nice.
Wild. Anyways, so good luck to Tord. You took it down last time you were in Prague. Let's see if you can do it again this time. We talked about Dragapult, but we got to talk about all of the best of the rest. And we're going to talk about each deck and give our opinion on if it's hot or not. All right, first up, none other than the Lucario Hariyama. This is the big fighting deck, the big no boss deck, the big I'm just going to use a Pokemon's ability to boss you up deck. What do we think about Lucario Hariyama in this format? Hot or not?
I think it's hot.
Okay, why do you think it's hot?
It's just so strong. It's just like if you can take a knockout going second, you can take a knockout and accelerate energy going first. Plus, you got a big guy. Next turn, you just attach Hariyama premium power. You're killing like everything. It's just like super streamlined, fast, consistent with the Soul Rock Lunatone package.
Yep.
It's just good. Like I think if like Lily's Clefairy wasn't a card, it would like rule the format, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with that a little bit. Max, what do you think about Lucario? I know you spiked me when we went to locals. You said I'm playing Lucario.
Yeah, I think the deck. I think Mega Lucario EX is a good card. I think it has a good engine. I think Hariyama is a good card with it. I think most of the lists are not right now. I think a lot of the lists people are playing like Max Belt, like the way the lists are built, I think has flaws. I think for the most part, like Lucario Hariyama right now is not it because people's lists aren't that good and they're just like banking on like the deck working at the start. Yeah. I think we will see a more refined list that has a few more options, that has playing things like Meowth, playing a different ace spec than Max Belt. Like is going to be built in a better way to like be more consistent and more resilient. And then from that point, Lucario will be hot. But I think right now, if you're playing Max Belt in the list, it's not. We're not there yet.
Not there yet. Yeah, I don't like the deck. I think it is just too streamlined, and that's kind of like the problem. I mean, the Hariyama's attack is pretty good. That's like the one good thing the deck has going for itself, that it can put a 3-prizer in the active, hit for big damage, and then okay, I'm putting all my energy on the Hariyama. The next turn, I'm bossing your Meowth or I'm bossing your Fez, and I'm gonna attack with the Hariyama. So I think it having a good, strong single prize attack board mid game, if you play it correctly, is like a really good part of the deck. But like it just means you can never play 2-prizers because like then it's just so easy to 3-1-2. So I don't know.
I mean, most I think I've seen have only really just they don't even play any support Pokemon. They just play the
they just play the Hariyama
with Lunatone and stuff. Yeah.
And sometimes that's just not enough, especially in a format like we saw Lumineon format, man. Like you can't not play Lumineon in Lumineon format, and I kind of feel like that's where we are right now, and that's why I don't like the deck in general, just because it's kind of weak, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think it's super strong. I mean, like, you take like 3 prizes with Lucario, and then like take 2 with Hariyama, and then like you just gotta take 1. You just evolve for your last prize.
Yeah, I think the part that concerns me is its prize map. A lot of the times that like it needs 4 attacks to win, and a lot of its opponents only need 3 attacks to win. Like that's kind of what I'm worried about the most with the deck. All right, let's move on to the. Go ahead, Max. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like it's banking on the fact that like you take those first 2 prizes for free, like before your opponent can do anything,
right?
And then when they finally respond with something, you have a way to one-shot it back.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But it's getting to that after a stamp, maybe, right? So.
Yeah. All right, next up is Alakazam the Dunsparce, everyone's favorite psychic Pokemon that loses the Cynthia's Garchomp. What do we think about Alakazam the Dunsparce? Max, hot or not?
So I think this deck is hot, actually. Again, I think people are under-respecting this, right? It had a tricky time when it was getting disrupted all the time by Iono, right? Now, these decks can survive 1 stamp, perhaps, or they're playing their own Ace Nullifier Genesect and don't get stamped at all. Again, like this is one of those decks that can never run the format because it's very tech like counterable for. You can go and play Miss Energies. You go and play. I mean, maybe they're playing 2 E-Hammers, so you need to build a whole deck around, playing 4 Rocky Fighting basically. But you could play Zero 6. You could play more Disruption. All these pieces. I think going into this weekend, like people are just gonna be reliant on Stamp and Alakazam. Might go on a little run.
Yeah.
I think it's hot right now just because it. Again, as long as it survives the first disruption, it probably doesn't lose.
Yeah. Parker?
Maybe lose Bolt still, but
So I played my very first game of Alakazam on last Wednesday.
Okay.
And despite having, not insane starts and like all that, like I just set up a board where I have like, okay, I have 2 Alakazams, I have 2 Dunsparces and a Dunsparce on my bench. Like if you like judge me or something, I'm just still always getting the KO. Like I just go the Dunsparce, evolve, attach enriching, evolve to Alakazam. Like I don't like it seems like incredibly strong even against disruption. Like, I definitely got judged. I did get packed up by Festival Lead though.
That seems pretty chalked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I wish there was like a medium. Like I feel like the deck isn't
lukewarm.
No, I know, but like I feel like it's like warming up and it can be good. However, the skill that people have that play the deck overall, some of the things I see are like, just drawing with the Dunsparce to draw cards when you don't need to.
Yeah, things like that. So, like, I see that all the time.
Yeah, I think like with a really, really skilled pilot, this deck could go deep. And so it takes like the right pilot to like want this deck to succeed. Like I could see like some of the Goldango players just be like, all right, I'm just gonna go play Alakazam to Dunsparce and coin bonus my way to day 2, right? So I think your deck is hot. I will say that we'll probably have a couple in top 64 if I had to guess. All right, moving on to what I think is the sleeper pick of the tournament if you can build the right list and find the right combination for the meta, and that is Ends Zoroark. I'm going to start off. I'm going to say this deck I think it's so hot right now. It's a deck that takes a really good matchup, especially in a straight Dragapult. It takes a really good matchup into them. So I think that Ends Zoroark has the potential for a good pilot to build a good list and do very well this week. It is a deck that, just can have that really strong turn 2 hit for 290, right? And they could choose first if they want, or they could choose second and do it more consistently. And I really like Ends Zoroark. I tried it with, Fire Guy just to see how it went. But I think Ends Zoroark is low-key like a really good deck right now. Just because, again, if Stamp is big, then having onboard draw is very big. And what's better than thinning your deck and drawing 2 cards? And that's what Ends Zoroark trade ability does. So what do you guys think about Ends Zoroark?
I think there's a lot to be said in this format just for having your own engine to where you see cards or draw cards.
Yeah.
And I think that it's really hard to succeed if you don't have that. Zoroark has. I will say, like I said earlier, I feel like 50% of the format is grass, so it is an uphill battle. But I think that it'll definitely have like a couple good results this weekend.
Just taking a 1/1 Flareon with an E-switch, you're fine.
Surely, yeah.
Surely that will work, right?
I mean that's not even. I mean that's KOing Ogerpon, I guess. But so for me, for Zoroark, I'm kind of torn. Right, it's Flame Body Cannon's a really good attack right now. Yeah. It's how much do people respect that? Is Shaman being played? I think that there's probably enough bench stuff going on with Flame Body Cannon with Wellspring Index that Shaman is a good card to play. So if players this weekend also think that, then I think I can't really put Zoroark as a hot play. I mean, I just have to say it's not then. I think there's a lot of good power to it. I think it's just really format dependent on like, kind of like, again, no one's playing Shaman. I think Zoroark is an incredibly successful play if you can actually like set up, which I think is also an issue with it. Sometimes you just lilies or you're playing Serrano and like getting the early board you need is tough. And then also even like to get the Darmanitan out, okay, now you need a Pokepad turn 1 in addition to your engine.
Yeah.
So like there's a few pieces that I don't quite like as much as like Zoroark previously. So I think for that reason, I think we're not quite there yet. I think the tools that it needs to get going, right? If you're going to play, you're already troubled into the grass stuff, so you have a little slower start there.
Yeah.
I do have a list that I've played some. It's like in Zoroark with Kangaskhan to help draw. But the problem is with a lot of like fighting around, that's like pretty tricky to use.
True.
So I do think Zoroark has a good time. I do think Zoroark's going to have a good time into the Dragapults for the most part.
Yeah.
But like tricky time into Pult North, they're not playing their own Psyduck. Some Pults are playing Shaman. Like I think it's still maybe not it for Zoroark. We need the format to be a little bit more like situated. No, hey, Shaman's out right now, and then now we can play it. Because right now when it's a little too wishy-washy and there's too much grass running around, like I think it's just not the time.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, I think like you said, there's a lot of bench barrier stuff. Arboliva, Starmie, Water Pond, all these things. So
yeah, I definitely miss Arboliva. That's also the reason to play Shaman. Is a very big one. Yeah,
that's a very big reason. All right, well, let's move on next to the Rockets decks. There's 2 Rockets decks running around. That's them Rockets Mewtwo Spidops combo, and then the Team Rockets Honchkrow blow you up with a bunch of supporters that I discard, plus maybe a Porygon in there or not. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about these 2 decks specifically? Are these decks in right now? Are they good? I mean, the data says, there's a 51% win rate for Mewtwo, and Honchkrow has a 50% win rate. So are these good single prize kind of like decks that are in the format?
I think that like the pure Rockets deck is actually pretty decently positioned. Psychic's a good type to hit. Grass is a good type to hit. You can also go basically completely single prize with just playing Spidops, Mimikyu, Sneasel, or any kind of like like variant like that. So like you just hit 180, you just like can trade well and everything, and Rocket's Mewtwo has 280 health for some reason. Don't know why it does, but it does, and it's kind of hard to hit. As far as Honchkrow, I think in a slightly different format, it would actually be really, really good. But I think it's just like okay right now. Like it could be good, but like, if the entire format was like megas or something, it'd be really good.
Sure. Max?
I'm kind of torn on these decks. I mean, Honchkrow I think is just not it right now. I think, you lose some of the good benefit of like the support of like Articuno being a support Pokemon when like your main attacker is a 2-prizer, and as an evolution. So you want to like get those into play because they're hard to find, but now you're taking Phantom Dive damage. So like I'm a little less of a fan of the Honchkrow right now. The Rockets Mewtwo, man, this deck is so hot on paper, right? Like you get set up with the supporter, you get to go first all the time, you have an item that finds your supporters. But as you look into it more, it's like, all right, well, like you kind of need the Proton to get set up, and even if your board gets like beat down a little bit, you still need a Proton to find things. Like Ariana's not that good of a supporter, so now we're playing Lilies. Okay, now we have a little anti-synergy. Oh, well, we play the Mimikyu, which is so good. Oh, well, but we want to KO a Pult, right? So, okay, let's play a Clefairy. Okay, well, now we don't have our extra draw. Now we can't Giovanni with it. We still don't have our on-board draw. Like, there's a little... I want this deck to be good. I want this deck to be hot. I think it's just not. Like, the more I play it, it's just...
Yeah.
It's like there's so many strong pieces to it that you want it to be good. And again, baseline, like, this is a very solid deck. Like, I think when it's firing on all cylinders, like, you can beat pretty much everything, and you have a great engine to do that. I think the problem is it's just getting set up, just getting the rolling and like recovering from that stamp.
Yeah, I don't think it's a 15 round deck. Like, I think it's fine if you're gonna go to your locals this weekend. You want to play it at a cup, and you want to like, bubble your way into cup, like go, X11 or something like that. Like, I definitely think it's a great deck for cups. People don't know how to play against it a lot. It's a good, strong, engine. for as far as like the cards you have access to. And if you don't have a lot of pull at your locals, like you just avoid the stamp and you're fine. So because the deck it's just very weak to disruption. That's always been its issue is okay. I'll put you to 2 cards. Did you get a supporter? Oh, you didn't? Oh, sick. Boss KO. Like, and it's just because all your guys are so squishy and small. But yeah, you trade very well. I think it's win rate around 51% is probably like pretty good. I think that's probably a fair kind of win rate across. It's like, do you draw out of it? It's kind of what it is. So I think the deck is not hot for a regional, but if you're going to locals, if you're going to a cup, a challenge, like try it out. It's a fun deck to play, and I think it's strong. I think it's definitely stronger on the lower level tournament play than at regionals. All right, moving on. Next deck is the Starmie's Frostlass. Took down a tournament last week. We're looking at the list over here. But it's the Mega Frostlass with Mega Starmie and like the Dunsparce engine. Plays 4 copies of Hilda, 4 Lilies, 2 Ignition, the Acerola to stop your opponent from knocking out your EX and stuff like that. So
Legacy Energy too.
Legacy Energy, Frostlass damage. So what do you guys think about Starmie as a deck? I know there's also like some Starmie Dusknoir running around as well. Is Starmie hot right now?
Yeah, can I start? This deck is not this. I don't even know if we're talking about this deck in 2 weeks. Like, I mean, I feel like this deck is so due to fall off from just no engine, from like not strong enough. Like I'm a huge. This is not it on the deck. I mean,
and just because of the engine?
Well, what even just because the like, I mean, if you don't open a Lilies, if you play Hilda back-to-back turns, like you're not winning, right? I think we're not doing enough.
Fine.
I mean, this one with a 2-1 to Dunsparce draw can like maybe do something, but I just don't think there's enough. I mean, I think, this deck wins by just running your opponent off the board before they can do anything.
Right.
So it's banking on the format for that, right? But as lists get more refined, as people play better lists, as people, again, another deck that has a hard time with Shaman, another deck has a hard time with Battle Cage, right? I mean, there's some issues I have with this deck. I do think the Mega Frostlass is it's a great hey, turn 1 pump in there, blow you up. But if your opponent has any way to KO it back, you can't, you're just losing those trades. So I'm not a fan of this just because I don't feel like we're doing enough of what we need to do consistently. And once the lists get more refined, then this deck doesn't really have a place.
What do you think, Parker? Are you liking the Patrick Starfish running at you?
Funnily enough, this was my one loss on Thursday when I played Jungle Dump.
Yeah,
and,
see?
It was my opponent played exactly like 1 card every single turn, and it was like the exact card for the scenario that would knock out my Pokemon.
I mean, that's what Grimmsnarl did.
Yeah, it was just like, oh my goodness, like I bricked out of my mind, but it was just like, if he doesn't have this, I have a chance, and he did. But I think overall, it's not. I wouldn't play it to a major. I think that Mega Frostlass's attack is super busted. Honestly,
yeah, I agree with that.
I think a Mega Frostlass deck, or maybe Badoo Monkey Dory with a couple of those in it is pretty good.
Yeah,
but I think Starmie might have its time, but the time is just not now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I definitely hit some Starmie Dusknoir decks at the top of the ladder as I was kind of climbing up. And if you don't play Shaman, it's scary. And if you do, and you don't play Psyduck, they can just Dusknoir your Shaman, which is pretty scary. I'm not going to lie. I do think it's, and I'm going to validate this as I say it, but I do think it's close to favored into Pulse. No, not. It feels favored for them. I mean, it's probably close to favored against the variance overall. Because it's just so much pressure early, man. Turn 2, knock out your active 50 somewhere. You know, that's a lot of pressure. But the problem is, could you imagine this deck with Devo? I think the deck would be kind
That
of
would be
good.
good. No.
I think it'd be a good deck.
Well,
with
the deck
Devo.
would be better because it would also have Arvin and Iono and
Well,
Devo,
true,
right?
yes,
I mean,
yeah.
Like just Devo in this format. Just give them Devo. Would it be good?
Yeah. And I mean, it is terrifying to play against if they go first. They have Starmie attach, pop in for 2 Frostlass.
Yeah.
Risky Ruins, go. And you're like, but like,
yeah,
that doesn't
the Risky
happen
Ruin
too
synergy is
often.
very good.
Yeah.
The math works out perfectly. That's what's scary.
I mean, yeah, but it's like, all right, just open Risky
But it's
Ruins.
it doesn't happen too often.
I mean, somehow these decks like this always have a stadium. I don't know why.
No.
All right, moving on. Next up is the grass decks: Ogerpon, Meganium, Arboliva, and Mega Venusaur. Mega Venusaur is just kind of like there. He's just chilling. You know, he's just a dumper. He's just a jungle dumping. You know, Maddox and Parker. Parker, I know you played Jungle Dump last week. What do you think about kind of the grass decks as a whole? Are they going to get destroyed by the Blazikens in the format, or are they going to jungle dump their way to the top tables?
I think like Jungle Dump is like a deck that is like you think should be tankier, but for some reason it's just not. They can just like boss up all your support mons every turn. But like I don't know. I think of the decks here, like that the Ogerpon Meganium deck is actually really good. I think you get the draw power Teal Mask, you get Noctowl searches. There's less like stuff in your deck, so you can just play more cards that let you see more cards. So I think like it's good, and like you put a sneaky little Briar in there, you know, like you're winning a lot of games. I think.
Don't tell Richard that, please.
Yeah, no, I mean Parker and I are talking about that same list, which I think the Arboliva stuff, maybe that's not as hot as it was, like, or it kind of had its peak when it like, you know, made its big run at the tournaments. Like, are people ready for a Champions League, right? So, but I do think like just a streamlined, consistent like Ogerpon Meganium deck with Noctowls. There's this one like Japanese list run around like the 4/4 Owls for Teal Mask. It's just like as consistent as can be. And again, it's just all, and it cheats your Meganiums into play quickly. And it's just like, hey, you're going to get a bunch of Ogerpons with energy quickly. And it's like, all right, deal with it. And it doesn't matter if you deal with it because I can take 2 prizes on anything you respond with. And Briar. Sorry. Like, so I think, I think it's pretty solid right now. Just because it has that great consistency, built-in draw, plain Owl engine. And also you just get the benefit of like, a lot of the tanky decks, the big attackers, they're weak to grass, and that's your extra benefit.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this deck. I haven't played 0 games of it, so I don't have like an overarching opinion. I mean, the data is the data. I mean, 55% win rate on Limitless is pretty good. I mean, anything over 50, I'm already looking at it, and the higher you get, I'm like, okay. You know, and it's been towards the top of the win rate for a couple of weeks now. It hasn't fallen off, even with the increase of Shaman and Dex. So, like I said, Max, the Ogerpon's just a really good attacker. People aren't respecting it. They're not playing the Moltres right now. So maybe it isn't a very good spot, but I don't really like the Arbolivo. I kind of like on board with that. But you know, you hit a Dragapult, doesn't play Arbolivo, you're like, all right, 12 there.
Yeah, I mean, right. The Arboliva is good. It's just that like people might be ready for it with Shaman now, and then now you're committing all these slots and you need to find them, and you're probably under item lock.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, and is it devastating enough?
You're gonna play Dawn if you play that for sure. You have to play Dawn.
And also it's a bummer because I like just recently got my Arbolivas and I haven't put them in a deck yet. I'm like, I don't even know if this is it anymore. But just Ogerpon, that card's pretty broken.
Card's pretty good. All right. Next up, moving on to the Sloppy Joe box. Anyways, talking about slop box.
I don't like the way you said that. I don't like that. I feel uncomfortable.
Do you know the reference though? I mean,
I know what a sloppy Joe, like the sandwich, is. I always hated when they had that in school.
I was referencing Billy Madison, bro. Come on.
I don't know.
Parker, you don't know the movie? Oh my
Sloppy
God.
Joe box? I don't remember that at all.
It's not box, but Sloppy Joe. All right, comment below if you remember Billy Madison, and you got a lot from that. Let me know. Anyways.
But yeah. talk about piles of decks, right? I mean, literally, I don't know how slot box became like the coin name, but it's funny. But it's really just like,
well, it's as old.
I mean, we're playing. Well, I mean, yeah, it's like, I mean, we're just playing like big basic draw, like get our pieces, and like on paper, like, I mean, like, I don't know. This deck seems like the definition of like the big basics. Like, oh, it's like you have answers to everything, but can you find anything? Parker, I mean, what do you think? Is slot box? And again, and we're kind of talking about a couple different decks, so give us your take on like this. The Raging Bolt is kind of in this category too. Even like Mega Absol is kind of built like this Teal Mask E-Switch deck now. So I mean, like, what's your kind of thought on this like big basic, pile of attackers with 4 Crispin?
I mean, like, truthfully, like, I don't think they're that bad. Like, Teal Mask is a good card. Probably like the best card in format, maybe. You get Kangaskhan draws. The Raging Bolt list, I guess, like Ian Robb has been like kind of presenting, is like, it seems pretty good actually. And like, the only thing for me and like Absol is like, you don't have Nest Ball, so you have to like Meowth for Serrano, and like that's your supportive
Terrible.
return. Like, you're,
Terrible.
I don't know, like your turn 3 Absol attack, like you're probably dead. Like, I don't know.
You've been Itchy Pollen, Dusknor, Phantom Dive in the
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, I agree with you, Parker. I'm kind of like not hot on any of these decks, but they're always going to have a place. They're always going to do well. I mean, they are, while they're not consistent overall, in my opinion, the format's not consistent. So because of that, like, they're just big basics, and they're just gonna like try to go as fast as humanly possible and try to run you off the board a little bit. I definitely hit a Raging Bolt on the ladder today, and I was a little scared. Like by the time I attacked, there was like, 3 energy on 2 Ogre Pawns, 1 energy on a Bolt. I'm like, all right. Anyways, I'm like, okay, Stamp, Watchtower, Dusclops KO, like, go. And sometimes I just don't find it.
Yeah, I mean, like for this deck, for me, I mean, I feel like this deck is just not hot right now. Again, losing Nest Ball is a huge hit to these like big basic decks. And I think like, and now the list that will be successful, and anyone who wants to play a list like this should consider this as well. It's like, play as many counts of like the Pokemon you want as you can, right? Like, this is a list where it's like Terra Orb, bad card. Like, just play 4 Teal Mask and like 1 or 2 Wellspring if you want to find them, because it's like you're better off just having the raw counts of cards. Like, play double Kang, play double Fez, play double Latias. Just like I'll almost make your entire deck Pokemon, it seems like, just because like you need to see them, because like you're not going to like, again, like Ultra Ball, like, I mean, again, like Ultra Balling for like 1 Pokemon feels absolutely terrible in this deck, and playing Serrano for a supporter also feels absolutely terrible because you need like Crispin or Boss every turn. So it's like, just play the high counts. Now, again, if you told me I could open in my hand Teal Mask, Kangaskhan, Latias every time going first, I'd be like, whoa, this deck's broken. So wait, didn't Sage and Park play like a list that was literally like 4 Kang, 4 Meowth, 4 Teal Mask or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's playing Tangy King. Wasn't it?
Maybe it was. I forget, but there's something. But like, you just got to play counts of these. I mean, again, if you open your cards every time, if you teal dance into the Pokemon you need every time, then like maybe there's something here.
Yeah.
But I've won games with them on the ladder. They've just felt awful the whole time, and it's like, oh, I guess I won. Like,
yeah, I feel the same. That like it's just not consistent enough, but it is just always gonna have a place because it's strong. It's just gotta find the right list. Gotta find the perfect list. Maybe it's a Raging Bolt Noctowl list, even though I hate the owls. I don't know what Parker's showing us.
It's 4 Kangaskhan, 4 Bolt, 4 Teal Mask, 4 Meowth.
Pretty good.
I mean, that maybe that's the way. How many Latias?
Click that of the picture.
How many stadiums?
3 stadiums, just 1 Latias.
All right.
I should just build a Bolt list that's just 4 of everything except energy, and I'm just gonna make like I'm just gonna be like 12 grass energy. Just gonna be like 4 ofs for
Most
everything.
of them are just like 10 to 12 grass I've seen. I know Azul was playing. He was playing 4 bug catching, 4 not 4 terror orb, like 2 to 3 terror orb, 4 dusk ball.
Dusk ball, yeah,
4 dusk ball.
I mean, dusk ball is our best big basic search card. Like that. That's how you know it's cooked.
I mean, it's essentially great
Recession
ball, but not
indicator.
great ball. All right, moving on. Next up is Sir Grimothy's Snarl. Online win
Marty's
rates
Grim
still
Snarl.
at 52%. Parker, have you sleeved up or played any Grimstar on this format? Are we feeling this is hot or not?
I have it sleeved up. I didn't like copy a list or anything. I kind of just conceptualized what I have, but I was looking at some and they're playing like Larry Skill and stuff like that. I'm just like, there's no way this is like the best way to play the deck. I know that like some people are playing like the Hassle, which like does actually seem. I'd rather play Hassle than Larry Skill, I think. But like, I don't know. I mean, 180-30 plus Frost Last plus 4 Bunky Dories is still pretty good, I guess.
I mean, I guess you do it on a 2-prizer instead of on a 3-prize Starmie, right?
Yeah, on a 2-prizer that powers itself up when you evolve.
See, and you have an engine to find. You have a stadium.
Yeah,
that
you have the
finds
stadium
cards.
that searches
we have
the
an
guy.
engine as a stadium. We have, my God.
It searches.
It's more of
the exact
engine
Pokemon you need every. Yeah, you need to get the exact.
Yeah, they have Ultra
Pokemon
Balls.
Starmie's engine is hopes and dreams.
No, they got Ultra Ball and Meowth, bro. Meowth is all the engine we need. We just went over this with 4 Kangaskhan.
Oh, look at my big
Meowth.
bulky 3-prizer with this little squishy Meowth on the bench. It's like, congratulations, you played yourself. Like,
is Parker hot or not?
My legacy energy Starmie, like boss KO Meowth. It's like
we're gonna see top tables, Grimothy.
I feel like it actually could be hot, but there's one thing on the card that's wrong with it. There's a little green circle on it under the weakness thing. And
it's fine. We got Veltal at home, buddy. It's fine.
You can Veltal stuff, yes. You play Veltal Frostlast, basically.
Yeah. Max, Grimothy, Snarl?
I don't have too much of a take on this deck. I do think that this deck basically didn't really have a great engine before, so it's not losing that much. It's losing Iono and like Countercatcher, but like the stadium's good. Maybe there's enough here if you play against enough bad decks that you can just like set up enough and win, and you're hard to deal with. But the grass decks, I don't know, seems kind of tricky.
Yeah, I mean the Pulp data is pretty good besides the Shriek Pulp. So maybe it's got a place. I know Devo. I just keep going back to like no Devo in these type of decks. Like that's why I'm not hauling them, because like you can build up this damage, but what do you do with it? You gotta finish the job somehow.
Got to play the Espeon from Prismatic.
No one's playing that. No.
No one's playing that.
Actually, watching them show up with it. That'd be kind of funny. All right. Next up is Cynthia's Garchomp. Max, you're hot on this deck. I know you really like this deck right now, and you like to play Force Vitality, get those grass attackers, grass guys, support guys out quickly.
Yeah,
it's a hot deck right now, Max. I think.
I think this deck is hot, and I think it's because it has a good matchup in Dragapult.
Yep.
Just you play the stadium. Sorry, I mean you play the tool. Give your 70 HP more. You can kind of like KO Badoo with almost anything, right? Like a Gabite KOs a Badoo, a Rosalia with a Roserade on the bench KOs a Badoo, a Gibble with the Roserade KOs a Badoo, right? You have ways to KO Badoo easily while you're setting up. And you just have an onboard search, right? You have one turn where you get down 2 Gibbles, and then now you can go Gabite, get another Gibble, or get a Roserade, or get all your pieces, right? You're playing off the board a lot. So just like, when you have that much onboard ability, I think that, there's just a natural consistency to it where you can keep finding the pieces you need. You can hit the good numbers if you play a high count of the Roserades. I think it's just a pretty streamlined deck. It's straightforward. Again, you don't have a lot of options with it, but in this inconsistent format, if you can KO Badoo early, if you have a good Dragapult matchup, like it's a deck we got to watch out for, and I think it's a pretty hot play. It's weak to grass though. So
But hey, it does not get carried by a tail dance. That's nice.
exactly.
Yes, if you use the second attack, you likely don't die. But
You
Yeah.
still can die, but
you,
you
you still can. Yes, you absolutely can, but it's a little bit less likely.
Parker, what do you think? And didn't you almost play this at a major, or you did something? You were close,
I
right?
was kind of close. I think it's hot actually.
Ooh.
I think it basically didn't lose anything except supporters. Um, it's just good. I think it's a deck that you can like go judge, play a card, attack, draw 6, or
Yeah.
draw up to 6.
Yeah.
You can tank hits from basically everything. So you can give your guy 400 health. You get the little Spiritomb. You know,
Uh-huh.
oh, I have 380 damage on me. I'll retreat in the
Well,
Spiritomb and I'll attach and I'll hit you for 400.
with the one prizer.
The one prizer, yeah. I mean, like, I think it's good. Like, even though you are weak to grass, like, I think if you just chase Meganiums in like some of those matchups that have the Meganium.
are you playing any stadium bumps?
I've seen
kinda light
some
on
play
stadiums.
Watchtower, like one, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like 0 to 2 stadiums and just
Okay.
like normally.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I've got one major problem with the deck, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna stamp you, and most likely your response is like, okay, hit for one, hit for a little bit and draw 6, and that to me is like the one part about the deck that like it's a little fragile. I am a believer this weekend. I do think it's gonna do well. It's low to the ground. It's not very hard to play. You just kind of set your board up. You're like I said, Max, you're just playing on the board. But I think it's got some inherent weaknesses, just like these other decks. You don't have an onboard draw. Like, yeah, you have an attacker that can draw, but like sometimes you're gonna get stamped and you gotta find boss. And if you don't find boss off stamp, then you might lose, right? Like, so that's my one concern with the deck. It's just no onboard engine.
I'd argue that most decks, when you stamp them, just go pass.
Go
at least
pass,
this one
but
can.
this guy,
refill the
you can
hand,
go
right? Like
attack for
you at
130
least
and
hit for
draw.
100. Yeah, you at least hit for 100, right? So.
Yeah, 100. Yeah.
I mean, I was just wondering, like, I haven't built any conceptual list or anything. I mean, I know the rose raids are very good, but is there ever a world? I think I did build with something. I think I said this to you guys. Is there ever a world we're playing like Soul Rock Monotone, like with Cynthia's? Like we got fighting energies already. Like
now you gotta
or
get stamped
something.
into
Yeah.
energy.
I want to get stamped into a stretcher. Get stamped into a. There's a lot of things.
A lot of things.
Yeah, I'm trying some things. I was cooking one list with Toga Kiss with this because basically it's like
Yeah.
It's like, can you just cheat prizes by like flipping a heads at some point? Because you're like playing Hilda and like you just throw in a bunch of rare candies and like try to make it work.
Picked
It's
up one
kind
this
of a pile.
weekend.
Ooh, the
What
art
is it?
rare. Love to see it.
Oh, Toga
Wonder
Kiss.
Yeah, that's a good idea, but like, well, supporter we haven't talked about at all, and we're like, well, actually, we might next deck, so I'll hold it. I think next deck plays this card. So yeah, that's Cynthia's card shot. Let's move on. Parker, the dog is here.
The time is now. There's never been a better time.
There has never been a better time to play Okie Dokie. I love this deck, by the way. Its Dragapult matchup's a little sketch because like you gotta like 2-shot it most of the time because you're not really gonna like blow it up ever, which is my one concern about the deck. But the Okie Dokie Barbarical deck, I think, is by far the best single prize deck that is out there. I think we'll see that this weekend, that it's going to do very well. I mean, just look at the Doom tournaments alone. I think the last 2 weeks, there's been 2 Okie Dokies in top 8, both tournaments, like over 200 people, So I think the deck Okie Dokie Barbarical is a very, very good deck right now. I know, Parker, you loved Okie Dokie for a long time.
I did.
How much have you played of it this format? Are you enjoying this deck? Are you a believer? Is it hot?
I just sleeved it up. I wanted to play it on Thursday last week, but I just couldn't. So I will probably play it this Thursday.
Noted. Playing Spy Ups.
When you said best single prize deck, I think Alakazam would like a word with you on that comment.
Okay, look at this. Hey, just look at the stats. Okay. Alakazam win rate 50.67. Okie Dokie win rate 55.16.
He said the 6-7 number. Just got to call it out. I mean, listen,
that's
but
a
like
5% difference, brother.
But it's played at double the rate. Right? I mean, again, I just feel like that Alakazam, like you don't have to 2-shot things. You can just 1-shot them. And like you need to have a fragile board with Okidogi. I don't know. I know. I still think Okidogi's good. I don't think it's the best single prize deck. I think it's very good. I just think it's the best single prize deck. That was my only point there.
I love it. I love the supporters it plays. I love its lineup of cards. I love being able to have the 0 prize, 230 HP guy in the active. That's pretty like good. Really cool. But the Terragon card is my favorite supporter from Perfect Order by far.
Yeah, Tulip, but fighting. Yeah. Pretty good. Especially in this deck. Just you get so much immediate value from it.
Yeah, it's just really good. That's what I was thinking, like back to the Cynthias. Like, do you ever play Cynthias with like Soul Rock fighting and just play some Terragons, and like
that quick recovery? Yeah, I mean that's fair, yeah.
Never know, man. It could be good. All right. Next up, we're talking about another single prize deck. There's a lot of them in this format. And that's the Festival lead. It did take down or just got second place over in a recent European tournament. Are we gonna see Festival lead on top this weekend in Prague? I mean, Ethan's playing it. We know Ethan's playing it.
Yeah, Festival lead on top. It's hard to say if it can win. I don't know if you're beating Dragapult still, but man, into everything that's not Dragapult, this deck just feels good. Like, I mean, you're not getting disrupted a lot. You can pull off every combo you want because you get stamped once and then you just play a Lilies and then you're out of it, right? And there's a lot to like about Festival lead, but can you play Festival lead to a tournament where Dragapult's going to be 20-30% of the room? That's my hesitation.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, but there's no Gardevoir at least.
True. At least Festival lead will not lose to Gardevoir in finals.
As Henry Chow rolls up playing Gardevoir. Parker, what are your thoughts on the Festival lead, the monkeys?
It's definitely good. Like maybe last format I'd say like, oh, it's like not as good. Nah, but it's definitely a real deck now. I got absolutely destroyed by it. My opponent got like turn 2-3 Thwacky, the guy that searches on board. He just searched 3 cards every turn, and I was like, yeah, how do I ever beat this?
Yeah, it's quick search multiple times a turn. You just need the ability active.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Again, we'll talk about the highest placing single prize deck here in a little bit when we get to our predictions. But yeah, I think Festival lead's pretty good. Like I said, Maddox, I do think it's a little weak in the Dragapult. And that's the format, man. It's like, God, it's like, oh, this is good, but it's weak to Dragapult. I feel like now we're in this format of, instead of saying, oh, it was good, but now it's weak to Gardevoir, instead of saying that, now we're saying it's good, but it's weak to Dragapult, right?
Well, before it was bad against Dragapult and Gardevoir. Now it's just bad against Dragapult. So at least, but the problem is Dragapult took all of Gardevoir's percentage, so it's kind of the same situation.
Yeah, sure, that's fair. All right, last up that we're going to talk about, and it's kind of an underrated deck right now, I would say. And it's the Psychic box that's out there with the Telepathic Energies, Dusknoir package, Jellicent, Mega Diancie, kind of like Psychic box attackers. I think it's a deck that's a little under the radar. Max, I'm curious of your take on the deck. Do you think it's hot, or do you think it's not?
Yeah, I don't know what the decks look like. Now, what I do want to say is that Telepathic Psychic Energy is extremely hot. And that's because, again, one, basic Pokemon search is atrocious right now. So getting an energy attachment plus searching for 2 basics is very, very good. Put it right on your bench. And also, Psychic has the most broken support Pokemon now. And again, and the real one I'm going to call out with this is you have Frillish, you have Latias, you have Dusknoir, or Duskull, and involves up, of course. Lily's Clefairy, right? You have these great tools. And I think right now, and there's going to be something with the Telepathic Psychic Energy, whether it's this Jellicent Clefairy box, whether it's Slow King. I mean, this card's just really, really good, this Telepathic Psychic Energy. And I think we are going to be surprised by the success of a list running it in some capacity to cheat out just some of these incredibly powerful psychic Pokemon.
Slowking?
I mean, I think Slowking.
Actually,
we're not really talking about it here, but pretty. Again,
pretty
are people playing
terrifying.
Shaman? If not, like.
Oh, you just played Colress Tenacity? That's cool.
Yeah, we're not in a spot. I mean, again, I'm curious if we'll ever get to a world where people are playing enough Colress Tenacity. Honestly, a telepathic psychic energy deck could be playing it. So, Slowking Mirror is just Kirim attacking. Trifrost.
Parker, what do you think about the Psychic Jelly box? I know you played the Gardevoir box. Have you played this at all? Have you seen any
that was
lists?
certainly something. I have not. I mean, so I saw the list that like I think Rahul used.
Yes.
That was like the Jellicent Duststorm with like Surfer and stuff. But like, I don't think he played the telepathic, did he?
No, I don't think. No, he did.
Maybe I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
But like I know there's like newer iterations of it, and I think that we'll, like Maddox was saying, like we'll be surprised. I think.
Yeah, I think that card is broken. Like it's gonna break a deck for sure at some point.
Yeah, like Dark is kind of a scary type to be right now.
True.
Yeah. Psychic just needs to dodge the one Zoroark play and the one Grimmsnarl play. There's gonna be more of those.
There'll be more Zoroark. I think Zoroark's pretty good. All right, well, let's get into kind of like let's summation everything. What deck would you, if you were going to Prague next weekend, Parker? What deck would you take? What are you liking the most? I mean, I guess it's kind of two questions. What deck would you take? Plus, what deck do you enjoy the most in this format?
I just don't think I've played enough games to decide which like absolute deck I would play. Like if it was Friday night and deck lists were due, I'd maybe send Alakazam actually.
Oh, actually?
Yeah. But I would have to play more. I have like all these decks built, but you can only play one deck at a time. So
you gotta play against yourself and play both sides.
True.
Man, we need to have like another testing day. That's what we need to happen.
We do.
Get the squad together for some games.
Get like some practice for Indy.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, for me, what deck I'd play? I mean, again, like it's hard to go wrong with Dragapult right now, and just picking your favorite variant and just trying to pick the most consistent list of it. Of the other decks I've played that I really like and would consider, the Zoroark, if you told me that, only 5% of the room's playing Shaman, like good chance I might just send a Zoroark list for like the fun of Flame Body Cannon. But in terms of the other decks that are just like low to the ground that feel like very consistent and have a very good power, like base power level, for me, it's either Garchomp or like the Ogerpon Owls deck. Like the Ogerpon Owls deck is like really surprised me with like, oh, I can just do so much with this. And it's, I mean, again, I like playing a theme deck amount of energy in a deck right now is just kind of good. So like,
that's kind of funny, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's, I mean, like playing 10 to 15 like grass energy in one of these grass decks is like unironically like just kind of good. Like it's like you just see it. It's cards you want to see. You don't have great ways to search for it, so just like play a bunch of them. So I was looking for like if I'm feeling like hot and want something I don't have to think as much with Dragapult, it's probably going to be like Ogerpon Owls or Garchomp.
All right. For me, if I was gonna go like take a tournament seriously, I'd probably just play like I said, Dragapult, Dragapult Duststorm or something like that. I can also see myself like you said, Max, just saving up ends, saying, hey, like play pretty good, take a good Dragapult matchup, and go from there. The deck I'm having a lot of fun with, and when I say I'm having a lot of fun, I mean I was at 1300 on the ladder when I was playing just like the straight like Mega Zygarde basically deck, like with the 3 Barbaracle like Mega Zygarde, just try to
heck yeah.
Have you ever talk about that Grumpig Zygarde list? That list is funny.
I don't think I've seen that one. What does that even do? Is that
okay? So you play the Grumpig and look at the top 4 cards of your deck, attach any energy you see to your Pokemon any way you like. Then you play the strange timepiece to just de-evolve it, and you just keep like. You just keep evolving them every turn, trying to just power up Zygardes. Like it's so dumb, but it's hilarious.
Wait, is that a thing I can do right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's bad, but it's funny. I saw it because
Well, send me the list. I'll do it.
I casted a game for like that first regional Doom weekend,
Yeah.
and we saw the list. I was like, wait, this list is sick.
Bro, send it to me. I'm gonna send that.
I'll send you the list later.
All right,
if you're looking to get back down to 1300s, this is the perfect list for you.
But I'm up on the 17th now, but it resets in 3 days, so we're good.
Okay, there you go. You can start right back.
All right, well, let's get into our Prague predictions for our final segment of the podcast. First up, and I guess this is kind of a two-part question. We didn't talk about being two parts, but I do have two predictions for you. First one is, if you combine all the variants of Dragapult, what is its meta share at Prague? If you combine all the variants of Dragapult.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say 27%.
Okay. Parker, what were you gonna say?
23.
23. Okay. Jumpman. Do I dare say 30? Do I dare?
I was thinking about it, but there's also a lot of decks you could play in this format.
Like, we just went through 19 decks, bro, and that wasn't even all of them. I'm gonna say 30%. Just because. I'm gonna say it. All right. Now, next up, which of the Dragapult variances will be the most successful? So think like have the most top 8s, have the highest win percentage, those types of things. Which variant will be the most successful?
That's a tough one. Because it's like, which one is going to break the cost?
Maddox, if you don't say what you're supposed to say, I have receipts. And I will post them.
Receipts.
I have receipts.
Well, I forget what I'm supposed to be saying now. I mean, straight Dragapult is my favorite version right now, so I think that's probably what I should be saying.
I have receipts.
Right? But what does this mean?
I have receipts, bro. I have receipts.
Man. Parker, you go.
So I'm going to say Dusknoir will be the highest placing, but maybe not the highest win percentage.
Okay.
I think that the deck it has enough going for it still, I think.
Yeah, I do think the Dusknoir having the highest power level means that it's like probably the most likely to like win the event. I do think that like a baseline straight list is probably gonna be like more like overall successful, right? I probably see the other variants taking up a higher like percentage of decks in the top 16, but I could see the peak being with a Dusknoir.
Okay, I'll take the Pult Chicken just because I think people just enjoy like playing something different that's got like Pult. So
I think the real answer is whatever variant Tord plays.
Yeah, which we know is going to be nothing. It's going to be straight Pult for sure.
Probably.
Now he plays. Maybe he broke Mega Absol.
Maybe he broke Pavilion.
Maybe he probably not.
All right, next up, and Parker suggested this question: highest placing deck that plays a single or more copy of Water Energy. So some of the decks that are playing it are like Raging Bolt, Starmie Frostlass. That's it.
Yeah, Wellspring decks, right? Anything slot box.
Flareon.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's got to be like Bolt or whatever.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, listen, as brutal as I was on Starmie Frostlass, I couldn't possibly say that deck. So yeah, definitely again, like I think Bolt is like kind of in a rough spot, but I do think there's probably a Bolt list that, finds the right cards early and, plays one copy of Water Energy for their Wellspring and it's like, makes a top 8. Might as well.
Can I say slot box?
Sure.
I mean, yeah, sure. Some pile of something, right?
But no Raging Bolts in it, like a slot box, like a
no Raging Bolts specifically.
Yeah, no Raging Bolts.
Okay, all right, we'll allow it.
All right.
Actually, I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna say something off the wall. I'm gI say Greninja.
Oh. Okay. I like that.
That's not happening. But Greninja, very underexplored card right
now. I thought you were gonna say Palafin.
Yo,
is that even legal still? That's Twilight Masquerade. Yeah.
I had a Palafin on the ladder earlier. It didn't do anything, but actually, it sob locked me for like like probably 15 turns, but I had Monkey Dories and it just kept stopping me. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just going to spread damage to all of your guys. And then they just initiated the prize race and I went Phantom Dive and I went Phantom Dive Dusknoir and took 6. So I was like, all right, cool. Like,
All right. So Maddox, time to shine. You go put your money where your mouth is on the single prize Alakazam.
the highest placing single prize deck. Yeah, I mean, I think this is an easy one for Alakazam again. I think it's a little under-respected right now. Decks aren't playing extra copies of Disruption. They aren't playing like the one of Judge or Harlequin or things like that. Maybe playing as a Rose 6, but I mean, like most really aren't respecting Alakazam. I think it's probably Alakazam's time to shine this tournament, honestly. I could see it falling off as more people are ready for it, but for now, I think some players who wouldn't normally play these types of deck are going to show up with it and just
I can see that. Yeah.
run the table.
Parker.
I think I gotta go with Alakazam too. I think.
What? You didn't take your boy?
Okie dokie.
He just said he'd play it to the major. Of course, he's got to pick Alakazam.
I think.
Fair.
I think Alakazam, man. It's just like even like Judge doesn't feel that good against it, and you can't go like Judge counter catcher at the Dunsparce anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
but you can go stamp Bob.
The Pavilion boss though.
True.
Gothitelle boss.
Well, you know what I'm choosing. I'm choosing the dog. I got that dog in me. Okie dokie. I mean, I'm calling it now. I'm calling my shots. Okie dokie in top 8. Calling the shots.
I can see it.
All right, next.
Bro's got the full court shot, heaving it up right now.
Watch him play like one copy of like Zygarde too. Be funny.
Sure, why not?
All right, highest placing deck that plays at least one copy of a fire Pokemon. So think like Moltres, Flareon, Darmanitan, Blaziken, yeah, any of those guys. So what's the highest placing archetype that plays at least one copy of a fire Pokemon?
You want the deck or the placement?
I want the deck.
Yeah.
You can also give me the placement. I'll take it.
I'll just say Dragapult. Straight Pult with Moltres.
Straight Pult with Moltres. Okay.
We all do know if Eric really wants to put his money in his mouth where his mouth is, Okidogi has been known to play Moltres as well with their Prism energies. If you think it's making top 8.
That's true. That is true.
But no, give me a Dragapult Blaziken.
Okay. All right. I'm a sucker. I'll take the Okie dokie. I'm fine. I'll take
just got another full court heave. Just sending it. The power of persuasion.
Hey, listen, there's going to be this one that makes it, and then y'all are going to be like, we got wiped with Eric. Yeah. He wiped the floor.
The thumbnail's just going to be like, Eric was right.
Put the dog on my shoulder, right? Just have him like chilling there. Yeah.
I hope so, honestly. Or you might see the little like chains start coming out of your back.
Yeah, you might. You never know. Watch him play one single copy of like the dark Okie dokie. Oh no, you.
That's the monkey.
That's the monkey door.
What's his ability though?
Oh no, you don't.
No,
I know, but what's the Okie dokie? Does he have an ability?
No, the Okie dokie is the cornerstone answer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Dang, you're right.
That card's actually good.
Yeah, it is good. And in Zoroark, it's good. All right, we talked about like 19 decks earlier. Give me a deck we haven't talked about. That's the surprise deck of the tournament. So you can just say like highest placing surprise deck. I know my answer. You want me to go first?
Go for it.
Sure.
None other than the Crusty Crustle Crab.
Ooh,
yeah.
Crab. We haven't talked about it at all. It's a deck that's still there. It's still good. And guess what? All the Dragapults, you're probably not playing it out to it, so they're just going to beat you.
Does the Combuskin KO it? Combuskin.
No, it does 40. No, it does
what?
40. Yeah, no, it does 40.
No, double. Wait. No, if I flip a coin and get heads. Wait. What does this do? Flip 2 coins. 40 damage for each head. So if you flip 2 heads, hit 160.
I don't think anyone's playing that one.
The other one is 2 for 50.
Yeah, I think that's what they're playing.
Yeah, seems pretty rough.
Maybe check the other one in though. You never know. All right. What do you guys
for
think?
me, I mentioned it before. It plays a broken telepathic psychic energy. Give me Slow King.
Oh, all right. I like it. But how's that going to do well with shamans everywhere, Maddox? You got some
Shaman
anti-synergy with your answers here, man.
Shaman won't show up this week. When did I say Shaman will show up this weekend? Actually, I guess I did say that. Okay, so listen, so surprise.
They just prize their shape in both games.
Surprise decks doesn't mean it wins the tournament. It just means that it does better than we expect. And while there will be a lot of Slow Kings in the top 500 or in 500th or less, there'll be the one who never hits Shaman and ends up bubbling into cash at top 32.
Right. Okay. Parker?
Low key, give me. Oh man, Steven's Metagross will make top 64.
Okay.
Will make top 64.
That's a deck we didn't talk about very much, but yeah, I do like that deck. It's kind of chill.
Got some good attackers. Skarmory.
Yeah.
Metagross itself is tanky.
You can play Clefairy. You can play Diancie. You can play, you got the Metagross. Play the Mega Mawile, checkmate boards.
We also haven't talked about Cerule Edge at all, and I kind of like that deck too. Okay.
What?
You just play like Air Zero,
play like four of the
Driller.
Yeah, you have to play the four dig digs.
I only had one for some reason. In case we need 4 Drillburs in a deck, I got you.
All right. Got 2 more questions here. I'm gonna go with the easier one first. Will a Mega Zygarde make phase 2? Does it get a limitless page? Will Mega Zygarde, yes or no, make phase 2?
Someone's gonna force it. It's gonna be like a one of in the Lucario deck or something.
You said yes, then?
Yes.
All right. What placement? Give me a range of placement.
How many people are signed up for this thing?
I don't know, just 2,000 probably.
Probably 1,800. Yeah.
Probably less than that. Yeah. Let's say like 400.
All right. So top 512.
Sure, top 512.
All right, Maddox.
Give me a top 64 Zygarde, just as a one-up.
Oh my god!
Someone just threw it into a deck, or it piled its way to the top. It's Europe, right? And it's Europe first format of the event. Like someone's gonna just
free you.
It is free you, yeah. I'm gonna say no. I'm just gonna say no. Doesn't make phase 2.
Wow,
you're a hater. You don't think someone throws it in there's Okie Dokie deck?
No fun.
It's a single prize deck. We're not putting a 3 prizer in there.
You think the aura? Listen, someone's gonna be on their winning with Okie Dokie. With Mega Zygarde, and it's gonna be like, man, I only win if I flip all 6 heads right now, and they're gonna hit it.
I'm interested to see it on stream. That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a good point. If you want to make a stream in Prague, just go 3-0 with Mega Zygarde, and you will definitely be on stream.
You'll have a chance, that's for sure. All right, our last question for the Prague Regional Championships is talking about the best card in perfect order, and that is Meowth EX with its last ditch catch ability. Welcome back, Lemonian V. We missed you. You've been gone for too long, but you're back now.
Tapu Lele.
Tapu Lele, you're back.
So welcome back, Lapras.
What?
Back Shaman.
How many copies?
Old Lapras.
How many copies of Meowth EX in top 8? How many copies of Meowth EX in top 8? So probably I would say start at 8 and work from there.
I guess it could not be 8.
There's only 6 Meowths in top 8.
What? Oh. Okay.
I've been tasked with the
He's got the script.
Maddox?
Warming you guys, yeah.
Listen, yeah, I disagree a little bit. I think the average Meowths is probably in that 1 to 2 range per deck that actually does decent. Now, again, some of the decks won't play it, so we can get away with that. So I'm gonna go with a solid 11 Meowth EXs in top 8.
All right, give me 16. I'm taking
16. You are.
Watch, it's gonna be 4 Raging Bolts with 4 each, and it's gonna be against 4 Lucario.
1 Raging Bolt to make top 8 with like 4 Meowths, and I'll be in a good spot.
There's gonna be some greedy Pult players that make it with only 1 Meowth, and they'll be like, "Guys, look, you only need 1." See, meanwhile, everyone else who played 1 didn't do well. No, I'm just saying. But.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, well, that's gonna do it for our Prague predictions. So good luck to everyone. Good luck in your cups this weekend. We got Las Vegas in 2 weeks, so we'll be back.
Los Angeles.
Sorry, Jesus. I wish Vegas would happen.
We're running back Vegas again.
Yeah,
we got Los Angeles in 2 weeks. We're back next week to break down the results of the Prague Regional Championships and give all of our opinions on where the meta goes from there. But until next time,
some refined lists.
Yes,
some clarity can begin Dragapult's reign of dominance, perhaps.
Yeah,
maybe not. Okidogi's reign of dominance.
All right. Well, until next time, that's gonna do it, folks, for us here at the Beach Court Podcast. If you enjoy this content, press the like, comment, subscribe. Anything helps. We appreciate all of it. But until next time, we'll see you around.
See ya.